Hello and welcome back to Chicken for Breakfast, the podcast where we have all the answers to one very simple question.
What's cooking?
I'm Magic.
I'm Max.
And on today's episode, we are talking about a lot of cool things. It's a Super Bowl conversation. We're talking about some M&Ms. We're talking about Rihanna. We're talking about a lot. So get ready. All right, let's get into things. So, who are you really?
I'm Nick. I'm not Max. Max is not here. You want me to go into detail about myself or something?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a student here. It's like my 4th or 5th month, something like that. I don't know. Johnny's one of my instructors, and he's a cool guy, I guess. So I figured I'd help him out and do an episode with him.
I appreciate that. So, Nick is a sports guy, so it's really, sometimes a lot of people are sports guys. I've come to realize there's a lot of sports people. But Nick's a sports guy, so we figured, let's find something sporty that we can make not as sporty. And so the Super Bowl came into conversation. So, first of all, who's playing in the Super Bowl this year?
It's going to be the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Eagles and the Chiefs. I'm totally 100% confident that I know what that is.
You don't even know it?
I don't know, like, the Super Bowl names. Wait, let me guess.
It's
Cincinnati Bengals.
No, the Eagles and the Chiefs are the two teams playing.
Yeah. I mean, like, where they're from, right? So, Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals are from Cincinnati, yes.
Arizona Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Well, that's close to Arizona.
Somewhat.
Okay. Well, that's how much I know.
Nice.
But I heard that you have a wild talent.
A wild talent?
Yeah, I heard on a radio show / podcast one time that, and you don't have to do it. You don't have to do them all. Maybe like the last 10, right?
Okay.
But I heard that you can. You know every Super Bowl. Who played every Super Bowl?
I know the winners, yes.
You know all the winners?
Yes, every single one. All 55.
All 55. You know every winner. So
Yeah.
if I were to say, like...
Just give me a random year and I can
Ooh,
do it.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
all right,
I
let's
swear.
do... What was the first Super Bowl year? 55 years ago.
1966.
What was the first one?
I think it was the 1966 season.
Okay, what was the first one?
It was the Packers.
Ooh, wow. Let's do... that seems like that's instant gratification. Let's do... we got a researcher in the back here. Jay is researching, so we're going to fact check this. Let's do 1987.
That would be the Washington Redskins.
Wow, no hesitation. Is he right?
They won the 1987 season, yes.
1987 Redskins.
86 was the Giants, and I guess that game was played in 87, so it could be... Yeah.
It's the Giants?
Well, 86, it's like the season's how it works.
Backwards,
Yeah. So if I'm saying the season, they call the 80s, like the official 1987 champion is the Redskins, even though the game was played in 1988.
So you were right.
Yes.
Wow, that is impressive. Good job. Good job. I wish I had
I
some.
don't know. It's just weird that I remember stuff like that. I don't know.
I wish I had a cool skill. Like
It's 15 years before I was born, so.
Isn't that nuts, though? Isn't that nuts? All right, let's get into this year. So, the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals aren't in. I said the Eagles and the Chiefs are playing. The Bengals lost to the
Kansas
Chiefs.
City?
Kansas City versus Philadelphia.
Philadelphia Eagles. That sounds right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
It is right. That's
all right,
how it sounds.
sorry.
Right.
I don't know where I got Bengals. All right. So, Cincinnati.
They were close.
Cincinnati Bengals versus the Philadelphia.
You said it, the Bengals again.
Gosh!
Chiefs and the Eagles.
The Chiefs and the Eagles. The Chiefs and the Eagles. All right, so they're facing off this year.
Yes.
And what are your predictions? Who do you think's going to win?
I mean, right now I'm leaning Eagles because they have a more complete roster, while the Chiefs are led by their quarterback, Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the league. He basically is their team. Like, he's so good that he is the reason they're so good.
Heard.
The Eagles have a complete roster. They have a good quarterback, good running back, good defense, good receivers. Like, they have everything. So I'm leaning Eagles right now.
I'm leaning Eagles. Okay, I am not even going to throw out a prediction because I know nothing
You got
about
the
it.
Bengals. I mean, no, you got the Bengals.
I think the All right, moving on. So I've watched the Super Bowl a few times, but I don't watch the Super Bowl for the sports, right? I don't watch it for the football game. I watch it, and as do a lot of people, for solely the commercials.
Commercials, halftime show, all that.
Commercials, halftime show is typically good. Now the halftime show is kind of rough sometimes because
It
there's
can be
always a
rough
wardrobe
sometimes.
malfunction. It seems
There
there's
is,
always.
yeah, or there's just Adam Levine dancing shirtless that makes you really uncomfortable.
That's
happened
fair.
A couple
That's
times. That
fair.
happened once too.
That happened once?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this year,
Rihanna's doing it.
Rihanna is doing it, and this is kind of surprising because she hasn't done a live show.
So I think,
Allegedly,
I don't
since-
think she's done anything live. Or she hasn't released any music. She hasn't done much since like 2016. Like it's been a while since she's like last really done stuff.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's doing it, it's like a pretty big.
I really feel like she's been just kind of sitting
Yeah, I
on
mean,
her.
you can when you make like when you're as famous as her, you can
Yeah,
just sit on
she's-
that. You can ride that out for a
She's
while.
not, yeah, she's definitely riding the wave. Yeah, and that's kind of
It's
cool.
As big as it gets.
But knowing how the previous years have gone,
Yeah.
let's do a prediction meter, right? What is the percentage that there is a wardrobe malfunction, or there's some sort of
To a-
scandal? There's some sort of scandal about to happen.
I mean, it depends on the degree of the wardrobe malfunction.
That's what I'm
Because,
saying,
like,
like-
there's always some minor ones. It's not. I mean, the Janet Jackson one's obviously one that stands out, where her whole breast got shown.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. But I feel like we could see some. We could see some stuff.
So a lot of times I feel like there's always two issues. Number one is they were lip syncing.
Yeah.
Or number
Yeah.
two, there was a slip. There was
Yeah.
a slip or something going on. Right. So, do you predict any of those are going to happen?
I think at least one of those two is gonna happen. Would you say like her lip syncing?
Lip syncing or
Lip sync is definitely gonna happen.
Or slip.
Lip sync is definitely gonna
you
happen.
think you think there's going to be a lip sync?
I feel like they always are. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of hard because and the stadium's so big. Like you gotta everyone like not how's the whole stadium even gonna hear her just singing too?
That's what they make the music equipment for, though. They make huge speakers for that. Anyways, moving on. I think it's going to be a good performance. I hope there's no scandals.
It should be a good halftime performance. Like because last year was all the like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, like all the older.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was like all like old school hip hop and stuff. So this year it's changed with going with Rihanna. It should be fun though.
I agree. Hopefully we get to see the monster under her bed. That'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
That used to be my favorite song. The one that Eminem used to be a big artist.
Monster,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Monster's a great song.
That is a great song. Anyways, so the other thing that we were talking about is the commercials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's dive into that because right before this podcast started, you were telling me something very interesting.
About the M&Ms?
Yeah, about the M&Ms.
So the M&Ms, I saw a week ago they tweeted out like a whole statement saying like they're discontinuing their spokes candies, like all the candies in their commercials, that like the live ones, because like I guess it's not inclusive enough or something. They said like that. They want to make everyone feel welcome.
That's nuts.
So they're and now apparently their spokesperson's Maya Rudolph, because that's who, that I guess she brings everyone together. I guess.
She's the face of M&M's now.
Yeah,
which is
I guess so. Even like the Twitter at is instead of M&M's, it's My and Yuz. They changed their Twitter name to that, My and Yuz. Like yeah.
Oh my god.
A lot of people are thinking this could be a lead up to a big Super Bowl ad.
What do you think? What do you mean by that?
Like M&M's are going to have a big Super Bowl commercial involving.
Are they gonna have the spokes candies in it?
I don't know. I feel
Or Maya
maybe that's
Rudolph
gonna
just
be
like walks out with
surprise.
like a bat and just
Get out of here! I don't know. It's just a lot of speculation right now. Just thinking that it's leading to a big time Super Bowl ad.
Well, M&M's typically do have a big
Yeah.
thing.
I'm just
M&M's,
curious if
Doritos.
they'll like bring the spokes candies back for the ad, or if it's gonna be like a Maya Rudolph centered ad. Like I'm curious what they're gonna do now. It's left a lot of people curious for this upcoming M&M's commercial in the Super Bowl.
Well, I feel like let's look at this from like a normal standpoint of like if they used the spokes candies or they used Maya Rudolph. Okay, so here's the pros and the cons, right? You go back to the OG if you use the spokes candies,
Yeah.
and that's really good revenue.
Yeah.
After they've already said they don't, or this being their big Super Bowl commercial really launches and sets it in stone that Maya Rudolph is now the new thing, right? So I think it could go either way.
I do too. I really don't know what that's why so many people are interested now. Like, how's the Super Bowl ad going to look? Because every Super Bowl, like every ad they've done has involved their spokes candies in the past. Like it's all the candies
That's
pretty
true.
much. We really haven't seen any M&M ads that don't
Maybe-
involve any of the candy.
Maybe it's a con. Maybe it's all just a huge
Yeah, that's
conspiracy.
what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know.
It could be a huge conspiracy. Where it's like Maya Rudolph becomes...
Maybe she becomes a spokesman.
Maybe Maya Rudolph is the new spokesman.
Yeah, She's gonna dress up in a big M&M suit.
That would be something to see. Can we try to Photoshop that happen? Can we get a picture on the screen of what that would look like? That'd be dope.
I'm sure there's some Photoshops on Twitter out there.
I'll make one.
Go ahead.
Oh, so that's wild. What is your favorite all-time Super Bowl commercial? It can either be franchise or just commercial in general.
There was one it's actually an M&M ad. When I was like 8, I believe it was the Giants and Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I had a buddy over. We were watching the game, and there was this M&M ad, and I think like the M&M ad was like, I think one of the spokes candies like took off his shell or something that was like doing the "Sexy and I Know It" song.
Oh yeah, the green, yeah.
That one. When I was 8-year-old me thought that was the funniest thing ever. I thought that was so funny, and my friend did too. I just remember laughing hysterically at that ad when I was like 8 years old. So that's the one that sticks out to me.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. It was crazy. I remember that one. One of my favorite commercials that always stands out is the football player and the number 44. I think that was a Super Bowl commercial, right?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Where he's like, 44, that's me!
Yep.
Get some gold cut. Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was a Super Bowl commercial, though.
No, they use that for everything. I think they might have had one specific one in the Super Bowl, but that was like year-round.
Oh.
I remember that would play like every commercial break.
Yeah.
Get some cold cuts.
Yeah, there have been some pretty wild Super Bowl commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, in recent years, they've done one with Morgan Freeman and what's his name?
Do you remember the Mountain Dew?
Yeah, the Mountain Dew, Doritos.
Morgan Freeman, Doritos. Yep.
What's his name? I can never remember his name.
Morgan Freeman.
I can't remember.
The little guy?
Yeah.
I don't know his name either.
Yeah.
I know the little guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
those guys are funny.
Moving on.
Mountain Dew makes some good ones.
Mountain Dew makes some solid ones. Doritos are my favorite.
Budweiser ones are always good too. I feel like the Budweiser ones.
I feel like Budweiser always has something unique.
Yeah, like they either got the horses or something, or
gotta have those Clydesdales.
Yeah, so I like the Budweiser ones typically. Yeah.
You know what the worst commercials ever always are though?
Which one?
And this is like not a roast specifically, but like insurance commercials are always the worst.
Yeah. I mean, but Geico's iconic. Like it's iconic.
Yeah.
That lizard's iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always quoting the stupid Geico commercial.
You literally quoted it like 10
quoted
minutes
it 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that's true.
Allstate, those ones aren't as like
so
corny.
But they're never different. They're never different though. Is what I'm saying. Like they're not special because it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're just insurance ads are just never there.
Yeah.
I have yet to see
a
really good insurance Super Bowl ad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the State Farm ones can be funny with their NBA players always in it and stuff like that.
That's
the Jake
true.
from State Farm and all that. They have some good ones.
Oh, you know what a really good Super Bowl commercial was that one year? The time machine, the Dorito time machine.
I remember that one. Yep.
He that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely
that's
Doritos, man. It's the same company as we keep talking about.
Yeah, Doritos are really good. Mm-hmm. Doritos really go hard on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave a poll.
Wait, do the Mountain Dew and Doritos combine? Didn't they collab for?
Yeah, that's the one. The one with Morgan Freeman and.
There was a collab. Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name again.
Is it Vern Troyer? Is that the little guy?
I don't know. I don't think so. It definitely doesn't sound right. So my big thing with Super Bowl commercials is like you always expect the really good ones, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I sit down to watch.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is like, and I to be honest with you, I haven't watched the Super Bowl since I was like in probably middle school. Yeah. Not even then. Like I haven't seen too many actual Super Bowls. Yeah. I always just wait till afterwards and be like, oh. Cool.
Look up the coolest commercials and
commercials
stuff like that.
from Super Bowl 2023 or whatever. So
I was thinking because I think it was my senior year of high school a couple of years ago before the Super Bowl. I was taking a marketing class. I had an assignment actually to sit down and watch the Super Bowl and list like 10 commercials that were on, and we had to like analyze all of them. We had to say what the target audience was, the pitch, the company, like all that stuff. We had to like basically break down all the commercials. That kind of honestly changed the way that I started watching the commercials and stuff like that, because I really started sitting back and being like, oh, this is what they're trying to do with this commercial. Like really looking more into the details and
we actually
point of the commercials.
We actually talk about that here too.
Yeah,
at the Oklahoma School.
Stuff,
like we'll break down commercials and we'll be like, oh, what's the target demographic? And it's really cool. Mm-hmm. It is actually very interesting to see how much they spend on. Like you're like, oh,
yeah,
1.2 million on a commercial.
Yeah, it was like 2.8 million just for a slot. For a 60-second slot, it was like 5 million. For like a 30-second slot, it's like 2-something million. I'm like, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I didn't realize how much money was really being put into there until I started like really looking back and studying these like until classes have like taught me that.
So like kind of like a good wrap up topic then is this seems to come up every so often. Bringing it from the sports into the halftime show, bringing it into all the commercials and everything. Like, what is the major goal? Like, why is it such a big thing?
It's every single year. It's the most watched event.
Exactly.
Event. I mean, number one, football's the most popular sport in America in terms of numbers wise. It always does the most numbers. So they only have one game to settle their whole championship. All the other leagues have 7-game series. Stuff like that to settle their championship. The NFL only has one game. It's like it's winner take all, just one game. So it's usually the most viewed event for that reason, and the production has a lot to do with it as well. Like the amount I get hyped up, advertised, all of that. Like it's gonna be the most watched event every year.
So
I don't see any event ever topping in America. I don't see any sporting event topping
ever doing better than the Super Bowl.
In America, yes. In America.
No, that's fair. I mean, it was really interesting. The only reason I'm asking is because we did a podcast one time. It was like when I was a student here. We did a podcast one time on why sports are so important. Mm-hmm. And one of the big issues, or one of the big points of that, if you will, was that sports brings people together. Mm-hmm. So would you say that the Super Bowl is a really solid foundation for bringing people together?
Yeah, definitely, and especially if your team's playing in it, that brings an entire city together. That brings families together to go watch the game. Like, if your team's in the Super Bowl, it's like the biggest deal ever. Like, you take that whole weekend off. You probably don't go into work Monday if your team wins the Super Bowl. I know I wouldn't go to school Monday. I wouldn't go into work Monday if the Browns ever win a Super Bowl. But
the Browns got to make it to the Super Bowl first.
Even make it to a Super Bowl. I'm probably either way. I'm probably not going to work Monday because if they lose, I'll be sad and I won't go. And if they win, I'll be partying and I won't go.
Yeah. Understood.
But yeah, I mean, it's watching your team win a championship is the most. It can be one of the best feelings in the world if you're that into it like that. And you saw I mean, you're not from Cleveland, but Cleveland's reaction when the Cavs won the championship, the whole city came together. Everyone was together. Everyone was proud to be from Cleveland. Everyone gathered downtown for a parade. There were 2 million people downtown for a parade.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy. I think it might have got passed, but it was the biggest parade in sports history at the time. So yeah, sports moments like that it brings people together. That's what it does.
I agree, and I mean, there's a lot of parties that happen. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of crazy. I mean, there's like the rivalry of like maybe you're for this team, I'm for the opposite mm-hmm. team. Maybe there's some rivalry there, but like it's not as crazy as the holidays, right? Like at holidays, there's always family drama. Yep. I don't really ever see there being a lot of drama at Super Bowl parties. No, it's not like
drama. No, it's just a good time. Like everyone just gathers.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird.
People are drinking, eating appetizers. Like it's just a good time. I don't think anyone. It's hard to have a bad time at a Super Bowl party unless like you're watching your team and your team just gets drilled in the Super Bowl. That would suck.
Well, it would not be very fun.
No, it would not. That's like the only way for me that I could have like a bad experience watching Super Bowl is if the Browns are in it and the Browns are losing. That's like the only way for it to really be a bad experience.
That is wild. So, I think that wraps it up here. But I do want to throw one more little quiz at you. If we could get our researcher on standby again, that'd be great. Let's do the year that I was born, 2002.
The 2002 season, the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl that season.
So 2001?
No, the 2002 season, the Bucs won.
So 2003 Super Bowl?
Yeah.
2003
the Patriots. 2003 was the Patriots. 2001 was the Patriots as well.
Yeah, 2003 was the
Yeah, it was Patriots, Bucs, Patriots.
Oakland Raiders.
Patriots again.
That is nuts.
40-21, yep.
That's when
I believe Dexter Jackson was the Super Bowl MVP.
That is really cool. That is really cool.
Dexter Jackson.
So here's what I'm gonna do for the outro. I want you to just start at the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
And you're just gonna read them off as I do the intro.
Okay.
All right. So go.
Start from the beginning?
Yeah, start from like the very first year.
Okay.
All 55.
First Super Bowl was won by the Packers. The 1967 was, I think, also the Packers, and then it was the Chiefs, and then the Jets. I could have that order wrong, but I don't think I do. And then it was the Colts, Cowboys, Dolphins.
That is nuts.
174.
You can just keep going. I'm just gonna keep
Steelers,
talking.
Raiders.
Thank you so very much for tuning into this episode of Chicken
Cowboys,
for Breakfast.
Steelers.
This is impressive. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Raiders, Niners, Redskins,
That is
Raiders,
insane.
Niners.
I like chicken
Niners
for
won
breakfast.
Bears,
I'm learning a lot about sports and the Super Bowl itself.
Giants, Redskins, Niners.
At the end of the day,
Giants,
I hope that you enjoyed this episode.
Redskins is 91,
And we'll see you
92
next
was the
week.
Cowboys, 93 was the Cowboys. 2000 was the fucking 2000. The Ravens. 2001 was the Patriots. 2002 was the Bucks. Patriots. Steelers, Colts, Giants. It was 08. 08 was the Steelers. 09 was the Saints. 2010 was the Packers. 2011 was the Giants. 2012 was the Ravens. 2013 was the Seahawks. 2014 was the Patriots. Then it was the Broncos. Then it was the Patriots. Then the Eagles and the Patriots. Then the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Rams, and then this year will be the Eagles.
Yeah!